Yeah, so I think Brian has an issue. So welcome to our today's session. But as Brian will come back and maybe also be able to share with us some of the things, because we covered also conditional formatting in the previous session. And Brian is also one of our educators at Beyond Data Science Solutions. So it is pleasure to have him also share something about data. So how many of us have already accessed the data set? By show of hand. Okay, Hemstone. I can see Nicholas, Harry, Harald, sorry. Yeah, I can see Evans. Phyllis. Have you accessed the data set?
Yeah, wow.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you so much. You can now lower your hands. So we want to start by, I think when Brian is back, we'll give him an opportunity to give us a recap. But let me start by sharing my screen to introduce the dataset that we're going to use today. Unless someone has a question, you can be able to ask. So let me just share. Brian, you're back. I can see Brian, you're back. Are you in the position of sharing your screen so that you do the recap before we proceed?
Yeah.
No, please do so. Use the remaining 6 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I hope everyone can see my screen right now.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
So basically what I wanted to show you is based on conditional formatting, whereby you can have maybe you want to check on the progress of a certain program. If based on it's completed, not started, in progress, delayed, something like that. And then we could have, I don't know, like, maybe you can have something like deliverables. I hope you can hear me, all of you.
Yes, Brian.
Something like deliverables on this column. And then the delivers can be something like interim report. Another one, final report. Another one, let's say interim report. The other one is final report. Something like that. Deliverables. And then you can submission date. And then this one, we say it's 9/8/2024. This one, we say is 11/08/2024. The other one, we say it's 30, let's say 20/09/2024. The other one, you can have 12/10/2024. So this one is just is an assumption. We are working with an NGO that has has to submit some interim report and final report, and the submission deadline as per the grant award cover sheet is 9/30 is today. The other one should be submitted on Monday. It's on the 12th. And then you can put another column about the status of the report, if it has been submitted or not. So on the last session, we covered some of the conditional formatting, but we didn't cover this one that I'm about to share right now. So the status, it will be submitted, in progress, or upcoming. So this column about status, I will coach you about that side. So let's convert this one into a table so that it can have a better look. So come to insert table, then and okay with that table, such type. So I'm going to create a conditional formatting for this column name as status. One of them will be submitted, another one's pending, another one it is upcoming. For example, this one, the interim report that is supposed to be submitted today, will say that one has been submitted. For this other one, you can list them as upcoming reports. And then if the report have not been submitted, you can put it as delayed. Maybe you have some of the complications in submitting the report. So let's start. With this one, we create a list. The list will have 3 variables, that is submitted, upcoming, and pending. So I'll come here in data validation. Data validation here. And then we put list. We put list here. One of the items in the list will be completed. I hope you can see my screen, all of you.
Brian, yeah.
One of them is completed. Not completed, sorry, submitted. Submitted. The other one is upcoming. And the other one is in progress. So you can put your list using the comma delimiter, just like that. Then you say okay. By that, you'll have created that list. For example, you can see a drop-down menu here. When you click it, you're able to input those of the 3 variables that we have just created. So like this one of today, you can see it's submitted. Then you can copy these to the other columns by selecting them and
the other rows to the Brian, not columns. Yeah, continue. We call them rows. Yeah.
Rows. I'm sorry for that. And then now I want to create the conditional formatting for these rows, so that if it's submitted, you can have a green color. If it's upcoming, you can have something like orange. Yeah. The other one, what's in progress? In progress, you can have another different color, right? So let's go to conditional formatting. Home, then conditional formatting. Then we write the cells which are equal to. So for this one, you can use completed, not completed, sorry, submitted. And then on this other one, we can create a custom. We can use a custom format. We don't want to use these colors that have been created before, that are readily available. So in custom format, we can come and put a field of the color that you want for submitted, which the best color is green for that. Then we put green, and then you can put a border if you want to. There's a number. You can put the format for the number that you want, if it's date, general number, currency. So I want to edit on the font side and put them bold, and then color, I change it to white using this one, and then say okay. So whenever my selection is submitted, we'll be having a green color for that. You can copy this formula to the others as well. So let me select the other rows. So whenever it's submitted, it will be having a green color. You can also put another one for upcoming. So upcoming, you can put another color like, let's go to conditional formatting. I write cells rules equal to, can put upcoming here. The best color for upcoming is to be something like orange, right? Can put orange for the fill. This one is orange. And then font, we can put bold. And then we say we okay for that. Then okay once again. So whenever the report is upcoming, the color for that, the field for that column will be orange. When I and I go then submitted, it will be green. So you have not set one color for the in progress. So what would you like us to set for in progress? Madanga, what can we set for in progress?
Yeah, so in progress, you can use the yellow color. In progress, you can use the yellow color. And then maybe if it is delayed, you can use a red color to indicate that maybe there is, which is maybe upcoming, or maybe you can use a yellow color to indicate in progress.
Since we have upcoming in orange and yellow is nearing orange, you can use another that would interfere. Maybe in progress, you can use blue one, right?
Yeah, you can use blue.
So let's use blue. After selecting this column, go to condition formatting. So highlight cells rules and then equal to.
Yeah, but I see blue is already the color for the table, so it will not be the best color to be used format. Yeah, so we can maybe go with another color again, not blue.
Yeah, that is a good suggestion in progress. And then you can choose another color here. Fill, you can use this.
Progress, you can use light green. In progress, you can use light green.
This one, right?
Yeah, not heavy green. Yeah, that light green, which may be approaching the submitted. Yes.
Yeah. And then you can put the font to be bold, font color to be white, and then bold. Then we say okay. Then you can see for submitted is that color. In progress, upcoming that color, and then in progress that other color. So this one is not changing. You can erase it once again. Equal to.
Just check the spelling, maybe. Yeah.
In progress in.
Go to manage rules to see the rule that you had created, and then you update it.
Let me check first. Board.
You can make make it one word and see.
Yeah.
You see the existing rules. You can make it, if possible, one word and see where the problem is.
This one. Aha. In progress, it has been set to that color. Maybe you can guide on what you are saying right now so that I can get you clearly.
Yeah, try to use it as one word and see where if it will be able to pick your progress. You're writing progress, and then the other side is, I think, progress. So it is spelling. So you can check the spelling.
Yeah.
So maybe type there just where you are. Just where you are, you can change. You can update your list. You can update your list. Go to data validation. Click on cancel. Yeah, just go to data validation and update the list. Yeah, the spelling for the list. Yeah, inside there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, it has now updated. So you can check. You can check that. You can now go. You can check the rules. Yeah, you should be able to pick now.
So when you click it's upcoming, it's changing the color. In progress as its own color, submitted as a known color. Yeah, that's all that I wanted to show you guys. I think everybody has understood. If you haven't understood, you can ask and we can answer you.
Yeah. So that is a combination of we did data validation in session 1 while we were training on data entry. Yeah. And then now session 2 is conditional formatting. So merging them two is the best practice as well of learning. Yeah.
So thank you for that, for allowing me to share that, and let's continue the session.
Thank you, Brian. Is there any question from the team? So if you did not learn about data validation, you can go to the week 1 recording in the WhatsApp group, and then you can now be able to catch up with that. And then if you did not learn about conditional formatting, we go to week 2 recording, you learn about conditional formatting. We have also a playlist on YouTube about the whole information about conditional formatting, considering using the rules that are already there or to create your own. So there is already a full playlist on the conditional formatting. So you can go to the YouTube channel and then you'll get all those information there. So today we are talking about data visualization and dashboard building. So in the chat section, we shared a link where you can be able to access the data set that we are going to use today. So if you have just joined our call, then you should do the same. Just click on the link and then the data will be downloaded to your machine and then we can get started. So I'll just share my screen and be able to describe these variables that we have that we want to consider to do the data visualization. So Brian, I'll just mute you so that the call does not have some background noise. Then you will unmute when it's your time to talk. Thank you. Yeah, so I want to start by sharing my screen so that I can describe the data and then do a simple, I think I'll just do one chart and then the other charts will be able to maybe give you opportunities, colleagues, to share your screens and then be able to learn while doing. Let me share it as a whole, not as a window. Let me share it as an entire screen so that you can see the charts that may come up. Yeah, so if you can see my screen clearly, we have here a sample data set that we are going to use. So this data set is about a business retail, and this business retail is a restaurant. So this restaurant has branches in different countries. So we have some countries here. So I just make this data to be a list. You can see it is just a range. So I will make it a table by going to insert, and then I can be able to click on table. So I want to make it a table. So I'll click here, and now it is a table. So I can be able to come here to access, to be able to filter data based on the information that we have here. So we can see how many countries do we have here. We have like 5 countries. So we can filter this data based on the things that we can see here. So when I uncheck here to select all, I can uncheck here to select and to unselect everything. And then I can now click on one country to see only information about that country. So we can see that if it is India, it only have these products, the products that you can see here. So the same way we can do to other countries, that's how we do filtering. That's how we do filtering. So you can filter even 2 countries only, or you can click here to select all, to select everything, and then you click on OK. Then we have another way also, like when you want to do sorting. So maybe you want to sort these countries in an ascending order, maybe based on the alphabetic order. So just click on sort A to Z, and then it will start with follow the A, B, C, D order, and then it will filter everything based on that alphabetic order. Or you can filter, A to Z is the same as ascending order. Descending order is Z to A. Descending order is Z to A. So we start with the Z, and then we finish with A. That is sorting in descending order. The same way, that is for text based. The same approach, we use it. Let me just make it ascending order, and then, so the next approach that we usually use is for numeric data, we use still A, Z, which is telling us now smallest to largest, and not A to Z, smallest to largest. So when you click on smallest to largest, that will mean that at the first place, we had filtered this data based on a particular country. We had not particular country, sorted this data based on the alphabetic order. So what is going to happen is, it's going just to filter this data based on this. That is sorting data based on a column, sorting data based on a single column. So you can see these are the units sold, this is the revenue, this is the cost, profit, and the date. And these are the products sold in different countries. So we just want to come up with a kind of a visualization of this kind of data. So we can see we have revenue, we have cost, we have profit, we have units sold, we have products, we have country. So we want to start by building some static charts in Microsoft Excel. And then we will now go to the dynamic charts in Microsoft Excel. So let me just, yeah, there's no problem there. So this is the data. We have a country here, product, units sold, revenue, cost, profit, and the date. Is there a question? You can hear someone's hand is up. You can unmute. Is there a question?
Okay, I'm sorry to interfere.
Yes.
Okay. The link. I wanted the link because I'm slightly behind, though on the video I'm following whatever you are doing, but slightly behind on my personal PC. But I'm following. Yes. So
yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, there is a link in the chat section. If you can be able to access the dataset. And then this is I'm just showing the sourcing and filtering, although we have also videos on the same on the YouTube channel. But I'm just showing you roughly on how we do this kind of sorting and filtering inside here, inside this data that we have here. So sometimes you can also sort data based on the colors. For example, when you give colors to different things here, you can be able to sort data based on the color. You can also check that on our YouTube channel to do that. So today we are looking at data visualization. So let me say the version that I'm using here, it is 2019. So I don't have access to a function known as unique that I can be able to use to return the unique values here in the country. But now, because we know the names, so we can be able to type them here and then try to use some basic functions that we learned in the previous session in Microsoft Excel to be able to return the counts. So let me call this country, and let me call this, maybe we can have here things like revenue, maybe units sold, yeah, maybe units sold, and maybe we can have something like what? Can have something like cost, and then we can have something like profit. I don't know if we are also doing that. Yeah, we should also be doing that. So we have here country, revenue, units sold, cost, and the profit. So we want to see country-wise the total revenue, the units sold, the cost, and the profit. Static, without using pivot table. That's what I mean. We want to do it using functions. And then from there now we will use pivot tables. So I'll come here, I'll just take the unique values here for each country. However, we have a unique function in Excel, depending on the version that you have. Previously, I was using version 21. So I was able to make use of the unique function in Microsoft Excel to be able to return the unique of all these cases. So I had to lower my version because of the students that I was having, but there is a unique function in Excel that you should be able to access if your Excel allows you to do that. So it makes your work easier than doing what I'm just doing here, as we can be able to see. So if your laptop has capability of that, you let me know to show you, to allow you share your screen, and then I'll show you use the unique function to return the unique cases of this. Okay, so country 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay, revenue and so on. So we want to use functions in Excel to be able to return the revenue for the country known as India. So how do we get that? So we want to use something we call SUMIF in Excel. We want to use a function known as SUMIF in Excel to be able to return the sum of revenue for a country known as India. So we use equal to SUMIF range. We select the range of the country. We select the range of the country. So to select the range of the country column, we just go here, just click here, India, and then we click on Control-Shift down arrow key on your laptop. Control-Shift down arrow key on your laptop to select everything to the bottom. Then you separate with the comma. Separate with the comma. You can see the function is here. The function is here. The Excel, because we already converted this data into a table, so Excel will show you the data in terms of table and not in terms of range, which is still okay. If yours is showing you with the range, it is okay. You just select the column known as country. The next thing we do is to select the criteria. So to select the criteria, we go back to this new sheet 2, to provide the criteria here. So to provide the criteria here, we select India. So you tap on the cell known as India. You tap on the cell known as India, which is cell in the sheet 2. Cell A2 in sheet 2 for my case. And then now I'm being asked the sum range. So the sum range, you go to the column known as revenue in sheet 1, which is the sheet containing your data. So you have to scroll up to select revenue for this column. So you Control-Shift and then drop down arrow to select everything to the bottom, and then you close your SUMIF function in Excel, and then you'll be able to return your revenue for a country, India. So this is the function. So the first part is the range of the data that we are working with, where we can be able to locate the country, India. And then we go to the criteria of that range, which is the element. Which element are you looking for in that range? In that range, I'm looking for an element known as India. That's why I referenced this. And then I got the next one is the sum range. Which column do you want to sum now? When we get that criteria, which column do you want to sum? So that's what is happening there. So I can be able now to alter this to, when I drag down, it should be able now to do the same for Philippines, Malaysia, United States, and then the UK. So I just come here and drag this down like this up to here. And then now I can now see I have this. You see, this is what is only changing. This is what is only changing, but the ranges and the sum range does not change. Only what changes is the criteria. So the criteria is what is changing all the things below. So someone should confirm with me where you are, and then I should stop sharing so that you can share your screen so that we can all be at the same page. We can all be at the same page. So let me just make this a menu to look like a menu. Yes. So let me stop sharing and also confirm with you where you've reached. You should be able to do the same. Let me confirm where we've reached. Let me stop sharing and allow one of us to share your screen. And then we can be able to solve any challenges. So who is ready to share their screen? Who is ready to share their screen? Anyone?
Hello, on my side,
Yes.
I realized that my laptop still has the same problem it has last week. When I download
Oh, okay.
the document, it gives me an error. So I'm back to my phone. I think I'll connect
Oh.
next week. I'll be able to share with you my screen.
Okay. But now you've managed to download the data.
Yeah, I've downloaded it. So I just do some antivirus, whatever cleaning, then I'll follow from the YouTube channel recorded.
Okay. Alternatively, I can maybe send with you the data to the email directly, to the email that you can download from there.
Okay, sure. Let me give you my
Is
email
that-
on the chat.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, so Hemston, can I see where you've reached? Can you share your screen? Hemston, can you share your screen?
Let me just share, but don't answer. So I'm trying to check the values.
Okay. Yeah, just share your screen. We will guide you through.
Okay.
Things are missing all at once. What's going on? Let's see. These are the missing items. We've got the case
Are you
names.
watching a TV or something? I can see there's a lot of background.
Oh, I know. We can wait. Buddy.
Yes,
I don't know if
little
it
bit.
will allow us to mute you so that you
Yeah,
can.
I'm ready.
Maybe.
So from
Okay.
there,
Yes.
mhm,
You open a new sheet, which
yeah,
you have already opened.
Mm.
And then from there now, you now put the unique names of each country. So go to sheet 1, look for different names of each country, and then you can copy them and paste them there. Though you can try to check if you have unique function in your Excel. You can just type unique function in sheet 2. Just go to sheet 2. Try to check if your Excel allows you to use the unique function. Just type equal to unique to check if your Excel allows you to do that. There under country, but just try to do that. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
It is not. Yeah, it's not. So just use the normal approach of looking for the unique values by copying them and pasting them there.
you are
However, yes,
the India, the countries, because in sheet 1, they're only
Yes.
India alone.
no, there are other countries. So just drag down, go the bottom of your data or format that data as a table. Format that data as a table by going to insert and then click on table. Just go to insert, click on table, and then you click on OK. Yeah, so you can check. You have other
Oh,
types. So you can just check on your, yeah, they are there. You can see there's UK. You see they are arranged in an ascending order, alphabetic.
alphabetical.
So that's why you see them being together as such. Yeah, so copy those unique countries and then paste their names.
In
There
situ.
is UK, there is that United Kingdom, copy it. There is Philippines, copy it, paste in sheet. Paste in sheet 2. I can see again there's a lot of background. Hemstone. Yeah. So the shortcut for copying and pasting in Excel, Mr. Hemstone, is Control C for you to copy, then Control V to paste, Control V to paste. So you go again to Excel and then go to Philippines, and then copy by Control C, and then go to Sheet 2 and then paste by Control V, And again, you can go to the next one is Malaysia, Control C to copy, then Control V to paste. Then now you go to the last one. US. You copy, then you paste. So you go to revenue. Column B. Go to revenue column B, A2. You click on cancel. Yeah. A2. You write equal B2. Sorry, B2. You write equal to. Now we use sum if function. Click on it or open your parentheses. Double click on it or open your parentheses. Yeah, like that. Then now it asks you the range. So the range, you go to the country column. So this is what we call referencing to another sheet. You can use functions in another sheet while you are referencing in another sheet. So that is like linking sheets in Excel. So as you wrote equal to sum if, go to sheet 1. Go to sheet 1. And then now go to the top of your data set. Just drag to the top of your data set. Now go to A2. Then hold Control Shift at the same time and then click on the drop down arrow, the down arrow on your laptop. Control Shift at the same time, down arrow. Don't click it multiple times. Just click it once. Yeah, okay. Then comma. Click on comma. Go back to sheet 2. Put a comma there. No, you are to put a comma before you come back to sheet 2. Mr. Delete that one first. Up to there. Then go to sheet 1. No, you have already clicked something that you are not supposed to click. So go back to sheet 2 and delete that. So go to sheet 1. And then now select the way I told you by clicking on, Control Shift and then down arrow once. Control Shift down arrow once. And then you put a comma. Put a comma before you go to sheet 2. Put a comma before you go to sheet 2. Put a comma, that is not a comma. Click on, that is not a comma. A comma is something at the bottom, not something at the top. Yeah. Put a comma. Yes, that one. Then go to sheet 2. Go to sheet 2. Then now you select the range. So delete that sheet 2 thing, something that is mentioned in sheet 2 there, delete it up to the comma. And then click on India. Click on India. Put a comma. And then now you select the sum range. So the sum range, like we are looking for a criteria known as India. So we want this function to sum revenue based on the country's name. That is what we are doing using the sum if. So go to sheet 1 now, go to sheet 1, and then go to the column known as revenue. Go to the column known as revenue. And then at the top of it, go to the top of your data set. And then you click on that, and then Control Shift, and then drop down arrow at the same time to select everything to the bottom. And then you can now close your function using the parentheses, closing parentheses. And then you can press on enter. Go to sheet 2 to see your results. Yeah, so that's the result of the revenue where we have India. So you can just drag that. You can just raise your cursor on at the bottom right corner of your revenue for India, and then you will drag to the rest of the countries. You drag to the rest of the countries to apply that function to the rest of the countries, like that. So that's how we use that. So we can use that also to do the units sold. We can do that to do the cost. We see the country that is experiencing highest cost. We compare it to the units sold, and then we can compare the revenue. We can compare the cost, and then we can finally compare the profit. Thank you for sharing your screen, Hemstone. So is everything clear? Someone with a question on that? Because what I'll do now is to proceed with doing the remaining, and then we can now do the visuals. Is everything clear? Okay, I'll assume that is clear. Brian, is everything okay? Evans?
I don't know. Hey, I was following what he was doing,
Yes.
and I've reached that point where he had put a comma.
Yes. Just share your screen. You already shared.
Okay.
Just go to your Excel. Yeah.
Let me share.
I think you already shared, or it's me. Let me stop sharing. It's me. Okay. Yeah. So you can share your screen, Evans, and then we resolve that as we proceed.
Okay. There it is. So I'm here.
Yes.
After he has put this comma.
Yes.
Let me just do what he was
Start
doing.
afresh. Yeah. Maximize your Excel. Maximize your Excel so that you can cover full screen. Not that one. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
go to sheet 2.
Go
to sheet 2. So delete that one first. Okay. So sum if, then you open parentheses, then you go to the column known as country in sheet 1. Go to sheet 1. Then click on A2. Control Shift, hold Control Shift at the same time, and then you click on the drop down arrow, and then you put a comma. Has it selected everything? It seems like yours. Okay, put a comma. Is okay. It had selected.
It had left one row out. One row out. Let me just. Is that okay?
Let me just zoom this. I can see in the function it is selecting the entire column, for the country.
It has left out 377.
I think yours is not even. It's leaving a lot. It's leaving a lot of the entries out. Can you continue? Control Shift. Just there, Control Shift, then drop down arrow, and again drop down arrow. Where it will stop, click on drop down arrow again. Yes, like that, and then put a comma. Yeah, then go to sheet 2. So delete that name known as sheet 2 and click on India. Click India, click on the cell known as India, A2. Put comma. And then go to sheet 1 and then select the revenue column. Go to sheet 1. Select revenue. A2, you start from A2 and D2, sorry, it is D2. So you click on Control Shift, then drop down arrow, again down arrow, and then you close your parentheses, closing parentheses. Closing, not comma, not comma, closing parentheses, not comma.
So I can just put comma here.
Delete that. Delete that. No, delete that. Delete that up to comma. No, you are deleting everything. Just delete and then repeat the last step of some range up to there. Go back, repeat the same. You will close your function once you are done. Don't add comma or anything. Only SUMIF function only picks 3 arguments. It takes 3 arguments, so we call them parameters. So Control Shift, hold Control Shift, and then yeah, like that. Then close parentheses. Just close. Shift 0. Yeah.
Again. So that's okay. That number.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So you can drag down to apply to the rest of the cells.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. Okay. So we can continue. You can now stop sharing, and then I can continue. So I think everything is now clear now that at least 2 people have done the same. So we can proceed. So I have done that for units for revenues. I'll just repeat very fast for units sold, and then I'll do the same for the cost, and then do the same for the profit, and then we do the visuals. So I just say equal to here, and then units sold. So I'll just do that. So I'll do the sum if for units sold here. So I'll say equal to sum if, and then go to the range. So the range is the maybe the country again, So the range is the country again. So I'll come here. Sorry, just remove this, selecting only one. So it's the country again. So I'll just do that, comma. And then the next one is the criteria. Of course, we said criteria is India. So select on India here. And then I go to the last one, which is the range. The range is the unit sold. So we just want the unit sold. This time around, let me start bottom going up. Yeah, like that. He's selecting everything, which is still okay with me. Then I close. Then I press on enter. I can see the number of units sold for in India, in the country known as India. So I can also check the cost. I'm just doing the same thing, sum if everywhere. And then I repeat the procedure. Unit cost, we start with the range of the country. And then we go to the criteria, India, and then the column for units sold. The column for the units sold, like that. I press enter, and then I apply to the rest of the cells. Oh, this is cost, not unit sold. So let me just rectify that. This is not unit sold, this is cost. So I can just change here the name to cost. The name to cost. Oh, sorry, this is putting some, click here to remove that. Where are you going? Cost. Yeah, cost. Then now I have here the cost for India. So I'll just drag down. Of course, you can go slowly if I am very fast, just doing the same things for the rest of the cells. Range, you go to your country. Like here, you click here, Control Shift, everything. Select the criteria, India, and then you do the sum range for profit. To just compare these things, profit, click here, Oh, okay. Just start from below. Shift up arrow, up arrow, up arrow to go to the top. Up arrow. Sorry, I should first of all close this before even. I should just go here and then do this Control Shift down arrow. Yeah. Close everything. Enter. That's the profit. Sorry, cancel. Then we drag this down like this. So we have all this, so we can format the money with the accounting symbol like that. And now we have the units cost for each. We have the revenue, we have the units cost, and then we have the profit, and so on and so on. So we can be able to analyze all these things and be able to see what is popping up. So let me try to do here some simple. Let me try to see here some simple. Let me do here some simple bar chart for revenue. So let me select this one, select the first two, and then go to the bar chart here. Go here to the, we call them column chart here. You can get the bar chart and the column chart. So you can choose whichever how you want to present your data. So you can choose the 2D or the 3D, 3-dimension and 2-dimension. So for the bar chart, let me choose just a simple 3D. So this is a simple bar chart in Excel. You select the first two, and then you go to insert, and then you go to the charts that you want. So this can be revenue by country. You can just call this revenue by country like that. So this is a static chart in Excel. This is a very simple static chart in Excel. There's nothing complex here, but you can, if you want to design, you can add the designs the way you want to make it look the way you actually want it to look like. You can make the designs here. You can use the pre-existing designs here, or you can create your own designs to present the analysis the way you want. You can add data labels to the chart. I went to format for me to change the here, and then you can now choose what you want. Also, you can add the effects of the shape by adding some shadow or making the charts glow, or you can go to this and then also make things like this, something like this for your visual. So this is a static chart, cannot be able to interact unless I change values here. So it's static, it cannot be able to interact. So I can do the same for country and units sold. So for good functionality of these things, they need to be together like this. Oh, sorry, this is a function. This is a function, and I must paste it as special. Yeah, so when you want to copy this and paste it somewhere else, because it is a function, you come to where you want to paste, you right click, so that you can paste as values only, so that you don't mismatch your functions while fetching the ranges. So you just copy, right click, go to where you want to paste, you right click, and then you click on values. So that's what we call paste special. And then now you can be able to visualize the units sold per country by going to insert and maybe choose another type of chart that you want to visualize, maybe your data, number of units sold per country. You can also add the data labels on your chart by enabling labels on your data for you to see how many units sold were sold in a particular country. And then you can compare all that with your, yeah, something like that. These are just some basic visualization that we are doing very fast. So this is design. So you can choose existing designs here, like this one, or you can go to format and format, or you can create your own. You can customize these things to look the way you want them to look. So I'll just go to format and maybe make it glow, and not glow, bevel, maybe this one, like that. So these are some static charts that I'm creating. You can copy them actually, and you can cut them and maybe paste them somewhere else. Maybe you're calling it, maybe summary charts, sheet 3, you can call it something. I can also take this from here by cutting and then pasting it in a new cell like this. So these are just simple charts that we have created, static charts that we have created without using pivot tables, by using functions in Excel to return the values, and then we can now be able to create the charts. We can do the same for the cost. So because these are categorical variables that we are looking into, we usually have you must know the correct charts to use for what. For example, those ones are bar chart and column chart that we are using for this categorical kind of data. When our data is continuous, and maybe with the time, let me right click to paste this special, paste special as values. You paste the values only. So when you try to put some charts like pie chart, and you see how your data is, if your data is looking well, fine. If your data is congested, if your data seems to be congested, then something must be wrong. You better go for an alternative chart than make use of the pie chart. So you can also click on the change chart type here to change already the chart that you already created, so that your chart can be good. If area does not work, you can change to any other chart that you want to create. But you need to note the best charts for a lot of data. It's especially the column chart or the bar chart, because they're categorical. So you can choose one of them, and then there you go. You can choose one of them, and then there you go. So you can choose whichever you want. Create some designs the way you want. You see, the more you take time on the chart is the way you will have the best charts that you want. So maybe you can have cost here, and that you want. Then you can cut these other controls here. I have just duplicated that. Then you can copy this and also paste somewhere else, just as simple as that. But our focus is not on this type of charts because they are static. So we are going to do pivot tables for us to generate interactive charts in Excel. So this is the one way of you creating charts in Excel, but there is a different way. So you can also test things like trying to find out the revenue per unit product, per product, not per country. Now you can create new functions here for product. You'll be referencing to the product and not referencing to the revenue. So we are going to do all that using pivot tables. So this was the static approach. Let me just rename this to static. And this one was just static as well, but this is static summary, static visuals, something like that. And then this is our main data set. So I'll just call this data like that. So our focus is on the pivot tables. So we will stop using this kind of charts here. And then now we go to pivot tables, unless there is a question. Let me just stop sharing and then ask if there is a question or someone encountered a challenge. And then now we go to the pivot tables. If you've joined us, like Sharon, you can access the data set in the chat section. Any question on the static charts? So you can use a lot of different functions, like some ifs to some number of items on different criteria, and so on and so on. So you need to see how you can be able to apply the functions we learned in the previous session, and also some of the functions that we already have on the YouTube channel. So if Sharon, you've joined us now, there's a link on the chat section. You can access the data that we are using to kind of analyze this data. So if there is no question, I will now go to pivot tables. So I'll start sharing my screen again, so that we can now go to pivot tables. So using the same data set, we want to save time on how to use functions. So we don't want to use functions. we want to use pivot tables to generate this kind of analysis. You can see this, we have used different functions in Excel to be able to come up with these results. But there's a quicker way of doing it using pivot tables. So for you to create your pivot tables, you click anywhere in your data, you go to insert. Once you go to insert, you go to pivot tables. So you click on pivot table. And then now it will, a dialog box will pop up here. If you are not able to see my screen, please you let me know so that I can also ascertain that everything is working well. So this is the pivot table. The data range has been selected. The new sheet, we want this pivot table to be in a new sheet, and then we click on OK. If you have an existing sheet, you can also consider that. So here you can see now it's pivot fields here, pivot table fields. So you can start by picking the country. You just want to generate the same table that we had, the fastest way of doing it. So you can look on the country, and then we were comparing country, and then the values, we had something like revenue. So I'll just drag revenue from there to values. And again, I take costs to values to have the same thing we had before. Profit to values also. Profit to values. And then I can have units sold also to values. The same chart we had, but now you see, we are using pivot table to generate this. The fastest way. Country instead of row labels. So I can see country here. I can now see the sum of revenue per country. I can see the sum of cost per country. Then I can see the sum of profit per country. I can also see the sum of units per country. So this is the first pivot table we have generated. So we want also to generate other pivot tables. So we want to rename this sheet. We rename this sheet to pivots. So when we go to data and click anywhere in our data, and then go to insert pivot table. So here we can now choose on existing sheet. So we want to use the same sheet known as pivots. So you click on existing sheets here, and then you click on location. You click here, location. Then you go to pivot table here, you select where you want to populate that pivot table. Then you click on OK. So here we will take the product. So we want to see the product, and then we want to see the product with the same elements that we had for cost for country. I'll take the cost here. I'll take the profit here, and then I'll take the units sold also per product. So we can see the units sold per product like that. So far, can I see the reactions if we are together? Can I see the reactions so far? If we are together up to that stage, if you are left behind, raise your hand so that we can help you reach there on pivot tables. Okay, let me stop sharing so that our brother Flavor can be able to reach there as well. So I'll ask you, please, Mr. Flavor, to share your screen. Yeah, and then we catch up as we continue. You can unmute and share your screen. Flavor, we are waiting for you. You raised your hand. Okay, I can see now you are sharing. Okay. So just go to your Excel and then let us know where the challenge is. Hello, Flavor. Flavor. Yeah, you are very far. You can go to your Excel. Flavor. We cannot actually know where the challenge is. I can see you already have the data in Excel, and I see you are still downloading. You already have the data set and you're still downloading. Yeah, so we are using right now we are using pivot tables flavor. So the other aspect of using functions, you can do it later to do the same the way we did. So we are using pivot tables. So I want you to maximize your screen so that we can see your full window as Excel. Thank you. So I want you to rename that sheet known as data one, sheet one. I want you to rename it to call it data. Right click on it. Right click on it. And then, yeah, you can rename it from there, data. Okay. So click anywhere in your data and then go to insert. Click anywhere in your data, go to insert. Go to insert. Under insert, you click on pivot tables. Go to insert. Flavor, can you hear us? We are saying you go to insert, yes, and then go to pivot table. Yes. So you click on OK. That means you are creating a new worksheet. Click on OK. Flavor, click on OK. Flavor, click on OK. Yes. So from there, click on country. Select country on the pivot table field. On your left, on your right, sorry, on your right hand side, click on, check the box there. There's a checkbox there for country. Click on some box there next to country. At the top, there is, yes, check that box. Yes. And then now check that, not product, check unit sold. Check unit sold. Yes, check revenue. Check the cost. And then check profit. Check cost, check profit. Yes. So that is the first pivot table where we are trying to compare the unit sold, the sum of revenue, and the sum of cost, and then also the profit per country. The same way we had using functions in the first part of the session. So we are saving time by using pivot tables to generate the same with no effort of functions. So I want you also to go back to the data set, go back to the data, and also populate the next pivot table for products. So go to insert, go to pivot table, but this time around you change from new to existing worksheet. And then you click on OK. You check on location, choose location, click on the location, then go to sheet 2. Sheet 3 actually, don't close. Just click there, then go to sheet 3. Just click the picker, go to sheet 3, then select where you want to view that pivot table. Maybe go to H3. Select H3, cell H3. And then you click on OK. So there you can now select the product, check product, and then check those other elements the way we selected them for country. Select them, check the boxes. Start with the unit sold. Cost and then profit. Yeah, so that's how we do a pivot table. So that is for product. So you can rename that row labels and call it product. And then you will also do the same. Not that one, not the, yeah, that one. Yeah. Rename the row labels to products. And then you will also do the same for the country. We'll also do the same for the country. So that's how we do the pivot tables in Excel. Yes? Is there a question?
Yes, I think I've lost for creating pivot table.
Creating the pivot table.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can I share
Nicholas.
my screen? Yeah.
Yes, you can share your screen. Yeah, so thank you, Flavor. I think that's good. That's how we create pivot tables. So you can share your screen, Nicholas.
You can see my screen.
Yes. Yeah, just
I
click.
think it's-
So the first one, just click inside that pivot table. Just click inside, anywhere inside that pivot table. Click inside the pivot table.
yeah.
Yes. So on your right-hand side, there is
Yes.
pivot table fields table. There is a table there. So uncheck product, and then check this pivot table report cannot overlap another pivot table. So there is at the next table that's coming up. Okay, I see the problem where it is. So I see the problem. So can you just click on OK? Try to select country while still there. Yeah, you will still experience the same. Okay. So what you'll do, you'll have to delete that pivot table, but you will delete it later. So what you do, just
Yes.
go to the data. Go to the data. Oh, I see now you selected everything. We said you click anywhere in your data. Click anywhere in your data. And then now go to insert. And then go to pivot table. And then now change to existing worksheet. Click on the location, cell, then go to pivot sheet. Click cell E3 and then click on OK. So here now select country, unit sold, revenue, cost, profit. Then you can rename that label, row labels, rename it to country. So you should do the same also for product.
Okay.
You should do the same for product below that table. So you just have to go to data and then you go to insert. Select anywhere, not everything. Select one cell anywhere. Then you go to insert in a pivot table, existing worksheet, location. You go to the pivot tables sheet and then click anywhere where it does not overlap any pivot table, like there, and then you click on OK. And then now you select product this time around, and then now you also compare the units sold for each product, and then you compare the revenue, then you compare the cost and the profit. That's you. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we proceed. Thank you. So we can now proceed. Sharon, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yes, yes. Are you with your laptop, maybe?
No.
Oh, you are following.
Yeah. Yes, I'm following.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so the next thing we want to do, we want to populate one pivot table that combines all these things together. That compares country and the respective products and their respective revenues and so on. So we go to the data, you go to insert, pivot table, existing worksheet, click on the location, go to the pivot table, go to where you want to see that comparison. Let me say I want to see mine here, and then I click on OK here. So I start by, I will take the country to the row and take the products to the column. I'll take the country to the row and take the products to the column. You can drag these things. Drag your country to rows, drag product to the column. Once you are done, select one of these things. Let's compare the units sold per country, per product, or units sold per product, per country, whichever. So here we are comparing only units sold per product per country. So that means country is going to the row, product is going to the column, and then we take the units sold to the values. So here we can see we have different products comparing their units sold per country. So we can do the same for the remaining products. So this time around, we are not going to follow the procedure of going back to the data. What we are going to do, we are going to copy this pivot table. We're going to copy this pivot table, copy it, paste next, paste here, that pivot table. Click inside it. Sorry, I'm now going to generate new, just delete this. Just delete where I'm making noise. So I'll right click. You click anywhere you have copied, you've pasted, right click, then go to show field list. Right click, click on show field list, you'll see this list here. So you just uncheck, unit sold, and you select revenue. You see now we have saved time following the procedure of going back to the data. I will repeat by again populating the one for cost. So we can copy this again. And then we can paste it down here. And then we'll repeat this procedure. Right click, show field list, and then uncheck revenue, you select cost. The same procedure. We have populated another pivot table here for cost. This one is for revenue, and this one is for sum of units sold. So another one is for profit. So I select all this, I copy, I paste down here for profit. So Control V. And then we said we click anywhere in your data, you right click. Here, you click on show field list. You uncheck cost, and then you select profit. Then you are okay, you are done. We're done with this. So what if we want to see the trend of maybe these sales over time? Maybe we want to see Based on time, I think we will create slicers we will create a timeline for that. So we are not going to create something here for date. Yeah, but we can be able to do that. Yeah, but let me just not populate it. But however, we can just copy this. And yeah, we can just copy this and not copy this. Okay, we can just copy it, no problem. We can paste it here and then uncheck everything. Maybe we want to compare only profit. Let's compare the total profit. We are comparing the total profit, maybe by date. By date. We're comparing the total profit by date. Let me take date to, yeah, it is in raw. It's okay, it can be where it is, no problem. So we can compare maybe profit by date, and maybe if we want also to compare revenue over time, we can also do that. Maybe on this thing, we can also add things like revenue here. So just check revenue and also check the cost. Maybe something like that. So we are done with creating pivot tables. Now we want to create visuals. So let me give you some time to create also pivot tables like mine. So create the one for sum of units sold, sum of revenue, sum of cost, sum of profit, and the one for date. The one for date, you just check the date, month itself, which will select itself to the row, and then under values, you'll be able to put revenue, cost, and profit. Yes, I can stop sharing. Yes.
Allow me share my screen.
Yes, Evans, you can share your
so that
screen.
you guide me on creating the pivot tables, the second ones.
Okay. So there is a date in the chat section. If you've joined us right now, you're welcome. Data set is in the chat section. You click on the link and then you get a data set. Maybe you can follow along. Nicholas, I'll mute you because I want to maybe hear from Evans. Maybe if you have a question, you will ask Nicholas. Okay, yes, Evans.
So I'm here now.
So the next one, we
Yes,
said
no,
now we want to save time.
Yes.
By not going to the data sheet.
Okay.
So we said you can copy one of these pivot table that's already existing. So copy the first one. Select from the country, everything to the entire pivot table like that. Copy it, Control C to copy, and then go to cell maybe H3. Click there, then Control V to paste. Now, I want you to uncheck everything here. Uncheck everything. So let's see, what do we want to populate here? Maybe we want to populate sum of units sold. Let me just check mine so that you can have the same tables that we are creating. So we want to create sum of units sold per country by product. So take country to row. You can drag country to row, drag product to column, drag product to column, and then take the units sold to values. Take the units sold to values. Take the units sold to values. Like that. So you have to do the same for revenue, for profit, and for cost. So you copy that same table, copy the same table, copy it. Yeah. Control C to copy. Go to the next, give some space. Then there, then you paste. Then you change from unit sold and check that unit sold only, and check unit sold only, select revenue. Select revenue. Then copy that table again, paste, You will uncheck revenue and then you select cost. You select everything, yeah? Yeah, like that. So do the same also for profit.
Like that, eh?
Yes, yes, like that. So the last thing that you need to do is now to create charts to create the last pivot table for time, for trend. So we have a variable known as date in our data. So copy one of the pivot tables and then go down below that, sum of profit. Copy and then go to the cell below that, cells below that, and then paste. So unselect country and product, drag date to row, drag date to row. Okay, now add those other variables like cost, revenue, and units sold. Check cost, revenue, and units sold as that. So you are where we are.
Okay.
Yeah. So just stop sharing unless you have a question.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, thank you. So where we've reached, now I want to create the visuals. I'll share my screen. So we want to start by creating the first chart that is going to compare. I will leave the other charts, maybe we will look at them later. The other charts are about the country and the sum of revenue and so on, because we can also access that information where we are here. So I just want to concentrate on these charts. So I'll just select everything here except the grand totals. So I'll just select everything like this. Let me just leave the grand totals out. I'll just select everything like this, leave grand totals out. And then now go to analyze. When you select a pivot table, you will see analyze option. So you click on analyze and then go to pivot charts. And then you will see some suggested charts here. So these suggested charts, I will not go with this chart, but I will go with the stacked one. This one is called clustered column charts. Clustered column charts. So I will go with stacked column charts. This one, stacked column charts. And then I'll click on OK. If you cannot see the suggested one, you can just click on column charts and then you will see these options. So click on the stacked column chart, the next one, 2D, and then you click on OK. You'll see your first pivot chart. So because I am building a dashboard, I will create a new sheet. I'll create a new sheet for that purpose. So I'll rename this sheet to dashboard. So whenever I create charts here, I will be pasting them here. So I will remove this. I'll remove these lines by going to view and check the formula bar and check the heading and then uncheck the grid lines. Uncheck the grid lines. So maybe I can fill this color with maybe a dark color. Can select everything here and fill my dashboard with dark color. Just like that. So I have come to view. uncheck the formula, uncheck the heading and this, and remove everything like that. Then you remain with blank. To make it black, let me just repeat here. Dashboard, you click here before you enable this heading. You click here to select everything in this table. You click here, select everything, and then now you can uncheck here. And then now you can go to home and then fill color. You can change fill color to black like this. So I'll go to pivot, take my first visual, I copy it or cut it, and then paste it in the dashboard. Paste it in the dashboard. So this is my first visual in this dashboard view. So what I will do, I'll right click. You right click, click on any of this we call them field buttons. So right click on any of the field buttons and then click on hide all field buttons. Not remove field buttons, but click on hide all field buttons on chart, so that you don't have the field buttons on your chart. You can maximize the chart the way you want. Then you can add the chart title. You can add the chart title here. Click on this to add chart element, chart title, and then we can call it. This was unit sold. Yes, unit sold, units, sum of units sold, sum of units sold per country, per product by country, per product by country, per product by country. This is my first chart. You can as well customize charts the way you want, but as a matter of time, I don't have that enough time for doing that. So that's my first visual. I'll go to the next one by going to the pivot and also select this. Let me just select from here. Select this and leave alone the grand totals. And then also go to the pivot to analyze. And then you can do also, you can go to the recommended, we can go to analyze and then go to pivot charts here. And now you can choose any other type of chart that you feel that is relevant to you based on the way you see your data and get satisfied. If it is this one, you can go with it. But line chart is mostly used for time data, like the one that we have for date. Maybe you can choose maybe bar chart, and then you can also make it stacked bar chart, and then you click on OK, and then you will see your stacked bar chart here. So I will cut this chart and then take it to the dashboard as well. So I can have this chart here. Here like this, and then I can also hide the field buttons. Bar chart is mostly used for data like this. So let me hide some field buttons here so that I can have enough space. Hide all field buttons. Then I can add the data label to my chart, the chart title, sorry, chart title. And then I can give it, this was about, is it revenue? Let me see, this is about revenue, sum of revenue. So I can just call it this, sum of revenue. Sum of revenue per product by country. So, by country like that. So, when you hover here, you can see the information about these things. You can see, you see this one is United States. And now you can see each column here, each cell color indicates a product. So you can see which cell color has the longest bar. Then that represents the one with the highest revenue. So that's what we are seeing here. So you can also proceed and do the same for the rest of the other charts. But because of time, I'll not do for the rest. I will go to another type of chart here. I will go to, you can do for the revenue, for the profit, and so on. So I want to go for the time one. So I will select here everything like this. Go to the last one for the time. And then I'll go to analyze. And then I'll go to pivot charts. And then I will choose line chart. And then I'll click on OK. We don't want stacks. Let's use the line chart here. And then we click on OK. And then a line chart will come. so that we can compare maybe if it is units, sum of units sold, sum of profit, units sold, and then the cost over time, not units sold the revenue, but you can also add units sold if you want. So I'll hide the field buttons first of all. I'll hide field buttons, hide all field buttons, and then I can add the title here. The title for the chart. So we can call them, we can call sum of profit. Sum of profit. This chart we're calling sum of profit, revenue, and cost over time. Over time. Then I can cut this and then go to the dashboard. And then I'll just paste it down here. I'm just only creating these 3 charts, but you can create as many charts as you can. You can also see, you can also go and watch the previous challenges, challenge 2 and challenge 1, where we had enough time to create all the visuals. So you can also go there and see what we did in that session. So you can have the time data like this. And then now from here, you can as well, if you have time, you can make these charts the way you want. Yeah. You can actually customize them the way you want, and then you can create more visuals here. So I want to show you. Let me go to insert. Let me insert a shape. Let me insert a shape that I can add a title on this my visual. So let me just add a title here, just like this, and then maybe I can now put here some content. So I can put here the content in the shape, or I can insert a text box to put the content. So let me just insert a text box. Insert a text box. So I'll insert a text box on top of this, shape. Then I'll call it maybe my restaurant dashboard, my restaurant, or my hotel dashboard, my hotel dashboard. Just simple thing, because we are just learning. Dashboard, my hotel dashboard. And then I will align it to the center, and then I will maximize, I'll increase the font. So if my charts are being, if there is overflooding, I can be able to increase what can be able to be increased. If it is the text box, or if it's to lower the charts, I can also be able to do that. So I can have something like this. So to make these charts interactive, that's what we want to do. That's what we are learning, to make these charts interactive. So I will go to, when you are in the pivot table, when you are in the pivot view here, you can go to analyze. You can click on any chart like the first one, and then go to, you'll see the pivot analyze. Then you can insert slicer here. So you can insert slicer here, then you can insert country, and then you can insert product, just that. Then you click on OK. So you'll have 2 slicers. This is what we call slicers. So you can take them here, product, and then country. You can have country here. You can have country here. So this is what we call slicers. Country here. So this is what we call slicers. And then we want to insert timeline. So we click here on any of the charts, go to analyze, click on timeline. We have date data. So when we have date data, we can be able to use timeline. So you click on timeline, you click on OK. So you can see there is timeline here with us. So we can be able to, if we have enough space, we can put it, we should leave a space up there for putting the timeline, because it's good and easily accessible when it's down up there and not below. But now, because we are just learning, you can create time for that and then be able to resize all the charts below this timeline. And then from there, now you can be able to proceed. So let me report connection. You see right now, when I click on any of these charts, only this chart is the one that's going to change. This is only showing the sales for the month of July. This is only showing the sales for the month of August, the sales for the month of September, you see. And when you go to the line chart, it will be able to only show the sales of that. It's not showing also the sales for September alone. So we have to report connection. That's what we call reporting connection. Even these slicers should only be able to show the cells for chocolate chip, as you can see here, but it should show across all the charts. So you have to report connection to all these fields to other pivot tables. So you right click here, you go to report connection, and then you check these other pivot tables that you see here. Only one is checked. That's why the charts are not interactive. Then you click on OK. You see, now everything is changing at the same time. Everything is changing at the same time. So we should also do the same for this. So you right click. However, you can only report connection to the charts that you want to be affected. So you can also do that if you want. So for me, I want everything to be interactive. So where are you moving? Where is this moving to? Yeah, I should go down there. Yeah, and so on. So you can be able to see my charts are interactive like that. So let me report the connection here as well. So I right click, report connection for the last one by selecting on everything. By selecting on everything like this. I click on OK. So there you can now see all my charts are interactive. You can see even this one is not showing everything because of the selection that we have here. That means this is not available because there was no sale in September for this product. And we can now check this other product. There was also no sale for that product. So maybe we can select maybe the product like this one. They also check the month of September and so on. But we can again reflect everything by clicking on and filter this and filter icon. And now we can see we have our lines back. Over time, now we can be able to read this data and be able to tell about it. What is the trend in terms of sales, for the sum of profit, in terms of revenue, and in terms of the costs that we see here. So as part of the assignment, I want you to create a full interactive dashboard with the data that you have. Create your own charts. You can create your own pivot tables, create your own visuals, and before we start the fourth week 4, next week, I want you to present your dashboard to us. So create a fully interactive dashboard with the timelines, with the slicers, and then tell us, let us know what you have been able to do. Make it more appealing, because this is just a skeleton. You can make it very beautiful, but always focus on clarity. Clarity is what we look for. How clear is the information? Not how interactive it is. How clear is it? Yeah, so that someone can easily understand. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining our session today, unless someone has a question. Yes, Sharon?
I was requesting if you can send me the recording for
Yes,
today's class.
definitely. Are you in our WhatsApp groups, community WhatsApp groups?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will receive the recording in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome. So access the data set and then work on the visual so that we can be able to present our visuals in the coming session before we start the 4th week. If there is no any other question, that marks the end of our week 3 for this